नमस्कार, आप सभी का स्वागत है। मैं हूं राहुल और ये वो समय होता है जब हम लेकर आते हैं आपके लिए आईसीटी टूल्स पर बेस्ड वेबिनार। और आज का वेबिनार कुछ खास है। ये एक ऐसी पहल है जो एनसीईआरटी की है और इसके साथ जो जुड़ा हुआ है वो है NROER, एक OER विद स्पेशल रेफरेंस टू NROER एंड दीक्षा। ये एक ऐसा सब्जेक्ट है जिसको आपको न सिर्फ सुनना है बल्कि समझना भी है। पेंडेमिक के समय में आपने ये पहले भी देखा है। इसमें जो है प्रोफेसर इंदु कुमार जो कि हेड है DICD एंड TD के CIET NCERT में, वो हमारा मार्गदर्शन करेंगे और इसका जो संचालन है वो किया है डॉक्टर अभय कुमार जी ने। बहरहाल आप हमारे टोल फ्री नंबर्स नोट कर लें 1800111265 और 1800111265 और 1800112199। हमारा ईमेल आईडी भी है ciet.kishoremanch@gmail.com। तो आइए देखते हैं हमारा जो आज का वेबिनार है OER विद स्पेशल रेफरेंस टू NROER एंड दीक्षा। तो ये जो चीज है जरूर समझने की है। प्रोफेसर इंदु कुमार से जानते हैं कि वो क्या कह रहे हैं।
This is Dr. Abhay Kumar from CIT NCERT New Delhi. I will moderate this webinar today with my colleague Dr. Zee Singh. And you all know that the entire world is facing a pandemic caused by COVID-19. We too are not spared. Government of India had extended the lockdown till 3rd May 2020. Schools, colleges and universities are closed. Students are at home and so are teachers and parents. While medical care professionals, security personnel and personnel of essential services battle it out in the front, we the teachers need to step in to fill this void created by a marauding virus. While we do everything to flatten the epidemic curve, we cannot allow the learning curve of the children to go flat. In such a situation, portals and apps become useful. We listened to Dr. Manas Ranjan Panigrahi and Open Educational Resources yesterday. In the same spirit of Open Educational Resources, let us learn more about NROER and DIKSHA today. NROER stands for National Repository of Open Educational Resources and DIKSHA stands for Digital Infrastructure for Knowledge Sharing. While NROER was started in 2013, DIKSHA is a relatively new initiative. And to speak on this topic of OER with special reference to NROER and DIKSHA, we have with us Professor Indu Kumar, Head of DICT in CIT. I welcome Professor Indu to today's session of webinar.
Thank you, Dr.
Several of CIT's ICT initiatives, including the ones that we have started in the present situations, are led by her department and by her leadership. We hope you will all enjoy her session and learn as well. As has been practiced, we will follow the norms of the webinar. The presentation will be for 40 to 45 minutes with 15 to 20 minutes for interactions with the speaker. To avoid confusions, the interactions will be moderated by Dr. Zee Singh. All questions should be shared through the chat box. The total duration of this webinar is 1 hour. And as we are witnessing a huge surge in the participation, we are also streaming this session on NCERT's official YouTube channel as well. Thank you very much. Over to Professor Indu Kumar.
Thank you, Dr. Abhay, and good afternoon to everyone who is present in this webinar. As already told by Dr. Abhay, that the topic of today's webinar is OER with a special reference to NROER and DIKSHA. So, as has already been told that there was a comprehensive session on OERs yesterday, which is already there on YouTube and also on CIET's website. So I will not be dwelling much on OER and licensing policies because they are already there in that video. So I will be taking you through two repositories of open educational resources and what are the specific features of these repositories and how teachers can use these repositories and what are the objectives. So everything about these two repositories I will be discussing. So I will be starting with the NROER. So Again, my screen is stuck up. Now it's moving. So, National Repository of Open Educational Resources, it is that NROER. It was launched on 13th August 2013, and it was developed by CIET, Central Institute of Education Technology, in collaboration with MHRD and Homi Bhabha Center for Science Education. They are still managing our back end of this repository as technology is ever evolving. So every time we are trying to develop new version of this repository. Currently also there is a new version of this repository is into making. But the existing repository I will be showing because most of the contents are there in this existing repository, and we are into a process of migrating content on the new version of NROER. So NROER, it is open digital content. It contains open digital content, and it's a clearinghouse of all kind of digital contents for school education. So what we do in NROER, there is we create content, one can create content and share content, adapt the content hosted on NROER as per their need, translate and share. So that is the whole cycle that we go about doing. So NROER contains open educational e-resources, which are leveraged through the most liberal licensing policy, that is CC by SA. Only the digital books we leverage by the licensing policy, that is called CC by NCERT. So these are freely accessible online resources. The offline version is also available with Homi Bhabha Center for Science Education. They have developed a device called DOER, and on this device it's a small server, compact server, and all NROER resources and resources developed by Homi Bhabha Center for Science Education are available on this device offline. Then what facilities are there? What it caters to, NROER caters to? It caters to teaching and learning, because you get a lot of resources which are aligned to our curriculum and textbooks. Then we can also engage ourselves with assessment and research in using this repository, because there are a lot of content which are assessment content, and we can also engage in research using the resources of NROER. There is also a possibility of adaptation and sharing of e-content. You can download any content, customize it as per your particular need, and share under the same licensing policy, that is CC by SA. Then what are the aims of NROER? So what we do, we digitize all sorts of content to be put on this repository, develop e-content in multiple languages along with multiple supportive resources. We are also heading towards bridging the divide, because as we know, India is a multicultural, multilingual society. A lot of diversity is there. So the digital divide is also created because of this diversity. Because mostly when we discuss about, when we think of resources which are available on web, so they are mostly in English. So NROER contains resources in around 30 to 31 languages, so that other languages are also recognized and people get resources in other Indian languages also. So, and we are also in the pursuit of having resources in different languages. So there are also resources, not all, but we are working towards it, for challenged children. So there are resources in sign languages also. So that is how we are trying to bridge this digital divide, for having resources for children with special needs, and also for people who belong to different linguistic groups. Then we are also building partnerships with people. There are a lot of partners which we have, who share resources with us. Then we spread dissemination of e-content is done through this repository. Teaching and learning through courses, because we are also having courses on NROER. Nurturing networks and interest groups. We also have in mind to have a feature in NROER to create to have interest groups on NROER. Development of digital resources as per the national policy of open standards. NROER contains the following type of resources, or the following. The e-library is there, themes are there, curricular themes are there, and the resources in e-library are aligned to these themes. We have e-books, we have e-courses, we have also an event instance there where we can host events. Then what can be done? How can we filter resources on NROER? We can filter resources as per the media type, audio, video, interactives, and other kind of resources. We can also filter them as per the subject, language, level. And we can also view description of each resources. So, we can also search resource using tags. Then there is also possibility of rating and commenting on the resources, and you can also download resources from NROER. So this is the screenshot of e-library. I will quickly pass through it so that I can take you through the real repository. So this is another screenshot, and you can see currently there are 17,670 digital resources on NROER, and we are continuously topping it up with more and more new resources, and there are 16,724 registered users of NROER. But to utilize resources, it is not necessary to get registered on NROER. Whosoever comes on NROER using the URL nroer.gov.in can access resources. But to comment, you have to be a registered user of NROER. So there are themes on NROER to easily get the aligned resources. So they are mapped, resources are mapped to national curriculum framework. So we can easily retrieve resources, and specific resources for each topics we can also get. So these are the themes you can see on the screenshot. So there are metadata which we create so that the search becomes easy, and we are continuously in the process of evolving this metadata. The metadata is data about data, so we have title, subject, class, description, and a lot of tags related to different kinds of e-resources. We develop it, then we upload resources on NROER to just cater to the ease of search. Then there are e-books. So you can also find e-books on NROER, and we are also heading towards having e-books of different states here. You can download complete book or individual chapters as per the need. And you can also find other publications like journals, magazines, etc. on NROER. So this is the screenshot of e-books. So there is also an option of workspace which we are using to upload resources. But all the registered user can use this workspace. They can curate their resources on their workspace. So then state institutions and individuals can be given their workspace to create, contribute, and showcase resources, adapt, translate, and share, organize, course, and event, disseminate online and offline resources. So these are our state partners. You can see from this screenshot, and these are our institutional partners. So state partners are also there, institutional partners are also there, and there is also a possibility of having individual partners. Any individual who has created a lot of resources can share his or her resources under CC by SA licensing. So we have Arvind Gupta as our individual partner, or anyone who has considerable amount of resources can become individual partner on NROER. Then we also carry out evaluation of resources before actually putting them up on NROER. And the aim of evaluation is to preparation and dissemination of quality digital resources. So we don't compromise with quality and authenticity of the resources. These are the aspects you can see of evaluation. We evaluate content, data, language, presentation, the production quality and technical aspects of the resources. So we also take care that resources are pedagogically or andragogically aligned, constitutional values are taken care of, scientific temper is inculcated, and national concerns like gender, class, caste are taken into consideration, religion, culture, value, peace orientation, environmental concern, concern of specially abled children, and shareable content object reference models. So that is being followed. So two-level evaluation is there. In-house review we do on every week. Then third-party review also carried out, and then approved content is put on NROER. And you can also comment. Registered user can also comment and rate the resources on NROER. So from the website of NCERT, you can see the list of the content evaluator, and anybody can become the content evaluator of NROER. So now let me take you through NROER. Can you see the repository? So if I click on the repository, we can see theme, e-library, e-books, e-courses, events, and partner showcase. So let me take you through the e-library. If I click on e-library, I get a lot of resources over here. I will click on one resource to show you. So here you can see different types of resources. I will click on interactive resources. So this is something on interactive content on map. So how do students learn abstraction and can develop skills of reading and understanding map. So if I click here on this resource, you can see a person is moving. Then a question appears. नक्शे के आधार पर प्रश्नों के उत्तर दीजिए. त्रिकोण किस जगह को दिखाता है? तो दिस इज द ट्राइंगल. What it is depicting. तो ये सब्जी मंडी, vegetable market it is showing. If I click on it, so my answer is correct. So I can now move forward. मेरी बाईं तरफ कौन सी जगह है? What place is located on my left? So that is,
Madam, this is Abhay.
yeah.
There is a request from some participants that please go slow in explaining.
Okay. Okay, because there are two repositories, so I am going fast. I can cover both. ठीक है, I take care of it. So you can see here resources. Now I can continue. तो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन अपीयर्स, हयात रोड और मोहम्मद अली रोड के बीच में बनने वाला त्रिकोण कौन सा है, 90 डिग्री है या 60 डिग्री? तो आई क्लिक ऑन 90 डिग्री, तो यू कैन सी दिस ट्राइंगल हियर। अगर मुझे होटल जाना है तो मुझे बाईं तरफ मुड़ना है या दाईं तरफ मुड़ना है? तो आई एम क्लिकिंग ऑन बाईं, लेफ्ट। So now I get the next question. अगर मैं शॉपिंग प्लाजा में हूँ, दिस इज शॉपिंग प्लाजा, और मेरे सामने पुस्तकालय है, तो मेरे सामने कौन सी सड़क है? दिस इज पुस्तकालय एंड दिस इज हयात रोड। सो आई विल क्लिक ऑन हयात रोड। So my answer is right. So I have covered all questions based on this map. So that is how we can play different kind of resources on NROER. We can download and use. So this was one kind of resources that I wanted to show. So you can browse through and see all kind of resources on NROER.
So, do we need to register for this, or we can
No,
access it just like that?
Yeah, maybe everybody can access without registration, but if we want to comment on some particular resource, then we have to be a registered user.
Right. Okay. So now we can find in content of e-resources of any subject, be science, social science, humanity,
Yes.
languages, anything.
Yes. All resources mapped with all the subjects are there. So e-books are also there. So I'm not going to click on the e-books. So later on, participants can browse through the repository and see. So e-courses, if you click on the e-courses will appear. If you click on event, so the event we had in past appear here. So in 2018 we had Swachh Bharat Abhiyan ke tahat we had a competition, slogan writing competition, and we could get lot of entries through this event feature of NROER. So here I want to show you our partner showcase. So this is partner showcase. So all these box which you can see here are our partners. So if I click on Dragon Learn is our international partner which we have. So they have shared their resources under CC by SA licensing policy, and I will click on to one resource of Dragon Learn. So if I start playing this is also interactive content. So what should I fill here too? So the animal jumps on to the next level if I do it right. And if I do all the 4 questions correctly, so I get feedback and I can move on to the next level. So that is how resources are there. So partner have resources there on NROER. So I have explained or showcased the broad features of NROER. Maybe later on participants can browse through this, and I have shown them one resource which is developed by CIT NCERT and another developed by one of our partners. So that was about NROER. Now let us move on to DIKSHA. Let me check the time, how much time I have. So I have around 20 minutes.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is about DIKSHA. So DIKSHA, digital infrastructure for knowledge sharing. So it stands for that. So to keep in pace with the vision of Digital India campaign and to ensure anytime, anywhere free access to digital educational resources, the Union Ministry of Human Resource Development launched DIKSHA. So that is digital infrastructure for knowledge sharing So instead of showing you screenshots, let us directly go to the DIKSHA platform. So this is DIKSHA platform. I want to minimize this to see the just a moment.
So maybe NROER resources are available in which language or what are languages?
30 languages are there, but I cannot repeat all the languages. I can just tell that Hindi, English and Urdu we have resources, and we also have resources in some of the tribal languages like Munda and Marathi also we have. Arvind Gupta's programs are there in English, Hindi and Marathi.
Okay.
So if we browse through resources, maybe we can see how many languages, in how many languages we have resources.
Right.
So if I explore the DIKSHA, now I am discussing about DIKSHA. So we can see the state partners who have their books on DIKSHA. So CBSE is there and all the other states are there, and NCERT is also there. So just a moment. So if I select class 9th textbook of NCERT or CBSE, this is science book, I am selecting science book. So now you can see the table of content. On DIKSHA, resources are mapped with the chapters of the textbooks. So you can see here table of content. So if I go on to the 6th chapter, so you can here see all resources which are mapped with chapter 6 of this class 9 science textbook. So you can see explanation content, question bank, experiential content, lesson plan, focus spots of this chapter, curiosity questions of this chapter, learning outcomes, and the complete textbook. So let me click on experiential content. So there is a video and there is a document. So if I click on the video, so I can see the video aligned to this particular. Yeah, so I just